Dharma is the idea of righteousness and duty that must be upheld under all circumstances. It serves as a guiding principle for individuals to lead a virtuous life. But where do virtues come from? They're not subjects you learn in a class, nor are they experiments whose results you can claim as your own. Virtues emerge as a result of action, the culmination of all actions that can be categorized into right and wrong. This is the essence of Dharma. But wait, am I even eligible to write about this concept? What could I say that hasn't already been said by people wiser, more qualified, and more experienced than me? This is simply an interpretation based on my understanding displayed here as a reminder to myself and as a creative expression in the form of this video essay. My intention is to understand, not explain. To record a moment in time for introspection. However, I also want to share and hence this public attempt to put into new words that which already exists in perfect expressions. So where do I begin? Dharma is complex, not because it is difficult to understand. In fact, it is actually a very easy concept. We all know what Dharma is, whether or not we abide by it. The knowledge of what is right and what is wrong already exists in our minds and hearts, probably more emphatically in our hearts. The separation of right from wrong is also duality. The world is dual, and so is Maya, its dance and its expression. Thus, there are right actions and wrong actions. The strange thing is that every single one of us already knows in our hearts what is right and what is wrong. But stranger than that is the fact that we seem to be devoid of complete control over which action to choose. Free will is legit, no doubt, but sometimes we can't do the right thing even if we want to or know that we should. So the next question becomes about the difficulty level. Is it that the right thing is generally the harder of the two choices? In most cases, yes. In fact, it is probably true for all cases. It is the harder choice. It does take more effort, more courage, and more everything probably. But if you are able to make that difficult choice and stick to it, there is a certain refinement of your personality, your character, and yourself that cannot be attained through any other means. You build yourself this way. The long-term result of the harder choice is more lucrative than the other way around. This may be true of everything. When you work hard, you get better results. Even if you lose something while doing the right thing, you end up gaining much more. But then why is it this way? Why do I have to do something that will stretch my capabilities to be on the right side, the correct side of things? Is it because that's how you grow? Is that how everything grows? If that is true, why does any other way even exist? Is that Maya? The enticement of not doing the right thing? The lure of inaction? The slippery slope of letting things slide? Maybe. Maybe that is the entropy one needs to resist. Why resist? Because you're here, and you're thinking, and you're capable of doing one or the other. But that is besides the point. Our concern is to find an optimal way to always choose the more tedious, more courageous way of doing things, which may be unnatural because what is the motivation behind doing the more difficult thing? It's an obligation, no doubt, but one that leaves you with immense satisfaction. There is no guilt or lingering thoughts of potential alternative scenarios where you wonder what would happen if you did what you know you had to do. You've already done it, so you're good. You're good with yourself and you're good with your world. There is a definite relief in knowing that, a lightness that is in complete contrast to the burden that would otherwise always be hanging around, waiting for you to carry. Carry you have to, and you do. You already do. It's unavoidable. It turns out that in the long run, the harder thing to do is what makes your life easy. The right choice is also the lighter of the two. It It leaves you with a fragrance of contentment that can only come from your own heart, from knowing that you have done the right thing. You have not cowered down in the face of adversity. You have opted for the more difficult choice against all odds. It's not dependent on opinions, judgments, or any other worldly metric that seeks to measure. It's actually an obvious choice looking backward from the future. But in the present moment, it takes a level of compromise and restraint that are pretty hard to gather and hold. Once you do, you also build that muscle, capability, and skill. And perhaps that is the only way to build things. It is the way it is for a reason. But what if you pretend that there is no other choice? When you think that you're at crossroads, what if you're not at crossroads? What if there is only one path laid ahead of you? Maybe not even laid. Maybe you have to do it yourself. But what if there is no other road? What if there is no other possibility? No matter how difficult, no matter how arduous, only the right choice exists. What if there is no other way? No simpler way, no easier way? Because maybe, just maybe, there really isn't. It's all Maya.